Flipping right now, he's finally speaking out, but lawmakers aren't having it. Coming up, hear from the ATF director as he testifies before the House Judiciary Committee. Plus, could birth control affect your ability to get pregnant after the fact? In minutes, we verify everything you need to know about the contraceptive. And new changes will soon impact college athletes. Later in the show, how the NCAA is stepping into a new age. This is THV 11 at noon. Well, good afternoon, Central Arkansas. Thanks for choosing THV 11. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We've had severe weather impacts all week long, so you're probably wondering what's next. Well, that's why we have meteorologist Tracy Bean here with us in the Weather Center tracking that weekend forecast. Tracy, what can we expect moving forward?
Started off this morning pretty rowdy for a Friday morning, and then things calmed down a little bit, but we are watching a cell right now that is capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Taking a look at our radar, you can see just a line of storms there around Mount Magazine, and this is affecting a few counties in that area until 12:15 today, Logan, Scott, and Yale counties. We are watching the cell as it pushes through, and this will be the case for the afternoon. We'll have a few pop-up showers, but the bigger threat comes in the evening and the overnight hours. So stay with us. We're going to have a lot coming up in weather in just a few minutes, but don't worry about your Memorial Day weekend forecast. Most of these storms are going to be at night, overnight, and then in the early morning. So it's keeping most of your days beautiful with plenty of sunshine. I'll have more coming up in the full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, it's already been quite the active weather season, and weather experts say we need to brace for more impact. They're predicting an above-average hurricane season this year and says we can expect anywhere between 17 to 25 named storms from June through November.
Now is the time to prepare and stay prepared. Remember, it only takes one storm to devastate a community.
The National Weather Service says in the last decade, there's been a 90% fatality rate resulting from people trapped in their cars due to heavy downpours. Now, the holiday weekend is upon us, and some places are already seeing high traffic volumes. With millions on the move, Chris Van Cleve reports on what's being done to avoid disruptions.
Let's make sure our staffing is up to par, calling everybody we need.
Inside the FAA's command center outside Washington, D.C., it's all hands on deck at the start of the busy summer travel season. With more than 50,000 flights and pushing 3 million passengers expected today alone, they are closely monitoring how the air traffic is flowing and the threats of severe weather that could cause disruptions. What keeps you up at night?
The weather. If the weather's good, I'm happy. Managing volume is easy. Managing the weather is not so easy.
The FAA is about 3,000 air traffic controllers short. The agency hired 1,500 last year with the goal of another 1,800 this year.
We do have alternate strategies in the event that they do have a day or two where they don't have proper staffing, that we can mitigate that impact.
The nation's airlines expect to fly 271 million passengers this summer, up more than 6% from last year's record pace. The vast majority, an estimated 38.4 million, will drive to their holiday getaway.
We are anticipating crazy traffic, so we are going to leave earlier than we normally would, just to account for that.
Tina Hemmerlawn is taking an annual 6-hour road trip from Atlanta to Tybee Island, Georgia. While gas prices are just a few cents higher than last year, they're still top of mind.
So if we spend $50 on gas, then we won't spend quite as much doing something else.
The most common type of firearms trafficking now is dealing firearms for profit without a license.
It was all but a warm welcome for the ATF director, Stephen Dettelbach, as he spoke publicly for the first time addressing the ATF raid that killed Clinton Airport Director Brian Malinowski. Members of the U.S. House Judiciary Committee grilled the ATF director for their protocol, including Chairman Jim Jordan, who was demanding answers as to why federal agents had Malinowski under their microscope. Director Dettelbach insists that they were trying to stop illegal gun trafficking, but Jordan wasn't buying it.
Disabled the doorbell camera, cut electricity to the house, and you didn't wear body cameras. What were you guys trying to hide?
Mr. Chairman, we're not trying to hide things. In fact,
Sure
after
seems like it.
Well, we'll have to wait to see what comes of the hearing. In the meantime, we have both testimonies from Malinowski's family lawyer and the ATF director. You can find those on our website at thv11.com. In Little Rock, the chief of police is sharing his plans to rid the capital city of senseless crime. He plans to do that with CPR, which stands for Communication, Professionalism, and Relationships. Since his appointment, Chief Hilton has focused heavily on technology to aid crime-fighting efforts. He continues to work with the city's next generation with hopes of guiding them down the right path.
The youth right now is a serious concern. We see youth violence steadily increasing. The majority of our homicides last year were involving individuals from the age of 13 to 24.
To reduce that, the chief plans to create more youth-geared programs with the goal of keeping crime at a minimum this summer. This afternoon, a man is behind bars in connection to an officer-involved shooting in North Little Rock. That incident happened earlier this week as police were responding to a robbery call near Indian Hills. Authorities were able to catch up to the person they believed to be a suspect, and that's when police say a shooting broke out, sending the suspect, who you see here on your screen, and one of the officers to the hospital. He is identified as 30-year-old James Bradshaw. He was arrested after being released from the hospital and is being charged with attempt to commit capital murder and first-degree battery. More reactions are coming in after an apartment caught fire in North Little Rock, leaving some residents shaken up. Here's another look at that footage showing the complex up in flames. At this time, it's still unknown as to what caused the fire. Nearly 20 units were impacted, and folks living there say they had no choice but to move fast after they started to smell smoke.
I'm hoping, things can get replaced. No lives were lost. I do feel bad for the puppy that was lost, so that's awful. I'm gonna miss my neighbors.
The American Red Cross swung into action to assist those displaced. We have details posted on thv11.com for anyone in need of assistance. Traffic woes along Rodney Parham in Little Rock will impact your commute a little longer than expected. That project will go for another 3 weeks, partly due to weather delays. The area between Buff Lane and Pleasant Valley will be closed for construction. Detours should continue through June 17th. Renovations at Heber Springs High School has caused an uproar among community members as a piece of their history is being dug up. For decades, the school has held on to tradition of literally etching the names of graduates onto the sidewalk, but that'll soon be erased as the district removes those concrete slabs to start the renovation process, something alumni is taking personal and is calling out the district for.
I have a cousin who's no longer with us. His name is on that sidewalk. I have friends who are no longer with us. Their name is on that sidewalk. And being able to, say, look, here's their name. They were part of this.
Moments ago, Heber High School shared on Facebook that they will actually attempt to save the slabs by moving them to the stadium. They say they will not disturb other sidewalks around campus. In other news, the Arkansas Speaker of the House is confirming plans for a special session in June. The House Speaker is already telling lawmakers to be prepared for the week of June 17th. However, the decision to actually hold a special session is up to the governor.